Let's start at the very beginning of human civilization, the Stone Age. Now, you might think, this era has nothing to do with wealth. After all, it's prehistoric. There are no written records, no gold, no money. But that doesn't mean we don't know what wealth looked like back then. In the Stone Age, wealth was measured by one thing only: your ability to stay alive. Food, shelter, water, and people. These had no monetary value like today. But back then, being alive was worth more than standing next to a pile of gold. If you were rich in the Stone Age, it meant you belonged to a strong tribe. A tribe with skilled hunters, resource gatherers, caretakers for children, and people who protected one another. Humans couldn't survive alone. Life was harsh. Every day was a struggle. But in a tribe, work was shared, protection was stronger, and survival became possible. Location also mattered. A wealthy tribe lived on fertile land, near clean water, with abundant animals to hunt. A river wasn't just for drinking. It provided fish, transportation, and life. And the ultimate luxury of the Stone Age? Shelter. Natural caves were priceless. They protected people from storms, heat, and predators. These standards may sound simple today, but back then, this was the dream. If you had all of this, you were the richest person alive, not in money, but in life itself. The Bronze Age. After the Stone Age came the Bronze Age, and for the first time, we have written history. Human civilization advanced rapidly. Villages formed, metalworking began, and wealth finally took a new shape. One of the most famous wealthy figures of this era was King Solomon. His reign began around 970 BC, and according to historical and religious records, his kingdom reached unprecedented prosperity. It's recorded that his annual income reached 666 talents of gold. That's over 18,000 kilograms of gold every year. There was no paper money, no currency systems yet. Gold was wealth. His riches came from taxes, trade alliances, control of major trade routes between Africa, Asia, and Europe, as well as mining, agriculture, and massive construction projects. This wasn't just personal wealth. He controlled the resources of an entire kingdom. Modern estimates place his wealth between $2 to $3 trillion in today's value. Ancient texts also mention his lavish lifestyle, including hundreds of wives and companions, a symbol of power and influence in ancient times. The Iron Age. The Iron Age didn't radically change wealth, but it changed how wealth worked. Here, one name became legendary: King Croesus of Lydia. In modern-day Turkey, he ruled for only about 14 years, but his wealth became so famous that the phrase "rich as Croesus" still exists today. His kingdom was rich in trade, taxes, and natural resources. But his real genius? He invented standardized gold and silver coins. For the first time, money became portable, measurable, and trustworthy. Trade exploded. Economies grew stronger. His estimated wealth today would be around $500 billion. But pride became his downfall. An oracle told him that crossing a river to attack Persia would destroy a great empire. He thought it meant his enemy. It didn't. The empire that fell was his own. The Classical Era. As history became better documented, wealth reached new heights. The Roman Empire dominated the era, and its richest ruler was Augustus Caesar, not Julius Caesar. Born in 63 BC, Augustus rose to power through political genius and military success. By the age of 36, he became the first official Roman emperor. His wealth came from conquest, war spoils, and total control of land across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. Egypt alone was considered his personal property. Historians estimate his wealth at $3 to $4 trillion in today's value. Imagine owning entire countries and everything inside them. The Middle Ages. Now things get intense. Genghis Khan built the largest connected empire in history, but unlike others, he didn't care about personal luxury. He lived like his soldiers and reinvested wealth into expansion and military strength. His empire's value may have exceeded $100 trillion, but personally, he carried almost nothing. Then came Mansa Musa, the king of Mali, often considered the richest human in history. His empire was rich in gold and salt, two of the most valuable resources of the time. In 1324, he traveled to Mecca for pilgrimage with 60,000 people and unimaginable amounts of gold. He gave away so much gold in Cairo that he caused inflation and damaged the local economy for years. Modern estimates place his wealth at around $400 billion, but his legacy and reputation made him legendary forever. The early modern era, banking the world. Next came Jakob Fugger, a German banker and merchant. He realized that real power wasn't in goods, it was in money itself. He financed kings, emperors, and and even the Vatican. He controlled Europe's copper market and shaped political history. At his peak, he owned 2% of Europe's entire economy. His wealth today would equal $400 billion. Then came the Mughal Emperor Akbar, who ruled India from the age of 13. His empire represented 25% of the world's economy, roughly $30 trillion today. Unlike Genghis Khan, Akbar loved luxury, grandeur, and wealth on display. The modern era, from steel to stocks. From the 1800s onward, wealth took a new form. Cornelius Vanderbilt built America's railroads. He died in 1877, richer than the U.S. Treasury itself. But within 100 years, his descendants lost almost everything. Then came John D. Rockefeller. He controlled 90% of U.S. oil, crushed competitors, and became the first billionaire in history. His wealth equaled 2% of the U.S. economy. And today, we have Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Bill Gates. Their wealth isn't stored in gold or land, it exists in stocks, company valuations, and technology. Elon Musk's fortune alone has reached over $380 billion. Closing line: from survival to gold, to empires, to numbers on a screen. Wealth has changed, but power has always followed it.